In this video, we're going to focus on creating a simple moving average here, and this is a simple moving average of 3 data points. So you will see that at the beginning, these two, of course, are not visible because this is the starting point of the stock. And then starting from the third day, we are able to make a basic moving average, and then we can continue on. So let's start to look how to do this. So let's start to look at part 5 here, and we're going to work now on fixing this item and create a simple moving average here on the average of 3 items, basically on 3 data. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we will go here into the function here, or the constant here, which is the moving average block. And within here, what I need to do is I need to prepare the data. So what I want to do is I want to extract the closing time or the closing price value of the moving that we're going to use for the moving average. So we need to get from every single day the closing time or the closing price value. So we're going to say here constant, then we can just say here closing price, make this an array, but then this will be an array automatically by using a map array method. So we're going to say here data dot data sets index 0, and then we're going to say here data dot map, and then what I want to do here, I'm going to say a data point, and this data point will have a callback function, and then we're going to say here return. What are we going to return? Well, basically this data point is a shorthand for this. So data point, oh, let's grab this data point dot c. So the moment we do this, and if we do now console log, you'll see here now we have the value here. Save, refresh, open up developer tab. Alright, we get a lot of information, and what I want to do is, just for the sake of it, let's remove all the excess data here. We have 141, let's remove that, and 105 and 104. So 141, that's this one here. I'm just going to comment this out, and 105 and 104, I guess these here can be just removed. Save, and this here just could be cleaned up as well, so that would be much better. Save and refresh. Alright, so now we have this, and we get here only the closing values. So that's correct. So let's scroll down here now back, and now let's start to use our closing values. And what we want to do now is use a moving average for 3 values. So say here moving or constant, the average will be number 3. And then what I want to do here is I'm going to create a new constant, which is the moving average. Moving average array. It's a blank array because what we want to is we want to put in or insert the values as we loop through the data. So what I'm going to do here now is just create a very simple for loop, and later on I'll fine tune this. So I'm going to say here let I equal 0, and then we're going to say here I will loop through this I as long as the closing price array dot length. So we need to have the closing price array dot length, and then we say here I plus plus for the incremental increase. So once we have this, we're going to say here constant, and this will be basically the average, or basically the value itself, and well, this could be apparently a constant with, I guess, the mean or the average, but I don't want to use average because we already have it here. Basically, this will be the average divided by 3. So to do this, and later on I can fine tune it a bit more better, I'll just make it simple for now. I'm going to say here closing price, and what I want to do here is, because we have 3 here, I'm going to say here I minus 2, and oh sorry, that will be the, of course, the index array, because we want to start with whatever the I is, but in the beginning we probably have no values for that, so they will be fine. We're going to grab this one here. So we're going to do this, and then we say plus minus 1 and plus the I. Remember, in an array starts with 0-based calculation, that's why we're doing it like that. And then we're going to say here this divide by the average here, and this is of course not really the most perfect way to do it, but this is just a starting point. Later on I probably have to use splice or slice to only get a specific value, but this will just increment them. And if I save this now, once I did that, before I even save this, I want to make sure I need to push this specific value. So what we're going to do here is we're going to push the moving average, this array, we want to insert it in here, dot push, and what we're going to push is this mean value here, just put it in there. If I save that, and I do now a console log, and what I want to do now is I want to see here the moving average, save, refresh, there we are. The first two is none, which means not a number, which is correct. The reason why this is a none is because the first two items will not be able to calculate, because a moving average needs 3 details, that's why in this case. So, and then we have here the value here, 2.8, 3.1, and we can later on check if this is really correct. I have a feeling that this is slightly off, so we're going to check on that one. What we can do here is, well, let's grab this for now, the moving average, and let's put it in here. And then I do have a feeling that we're slightly off, so we're going to check later on. So what I'm going to do here is I need to put in here the value, and the value I'm going to use here is for the moving average. And let's see, should we do it in here? We can do it probably in here. We say this will be index 0, and this one here will be based on index I. And the reason why for I, because we will loop it here as well. So if I save this, refresh, alright, interesting, we get something very far off, so that means that somehow we're here incorrect. So I'm going to check what's going on here. Alright, so I really figured out why we're incorrect, or why the numbers were incorrect, and the reason why it is because of this here. I put in here the parentheses and I put it in here, and that's of course not what we want. Why? I need to first calculate these or sum these values all together, and then afterwards I want to divide it by whatever the average is. So if I save this, refresh, there we are. So this should be nicely done. So what I want to do now is I want to add up some data and just see if this works. So I'm going to scroll here and I'm going to add up here. And remember, I was talking about the time series, and you can see here if we have 5 days, let's add up another date, and imagine that 6 and 7 would be considered a weekend. Then we want to start again with 8 June. And I know that that's probably not the weekend, but let's assume it like that. So we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to put in here 8. And then what we're going to do here is with the 8, I'm going to copy it from here. So the open will be 175. And then we have here the high, and then this may be the low. Let's make the high here on this, and then we have the low would be, I guess, something like that. And then we can say your closing would be maybe 180. So we're going to make it move not that much. So if I do this, save, refresh, you can see here what's really happening. So what is happening, because of the equidistant of the time series, it allows to put like this. Of course we get this slight off design here, don't worry, we can fix that one, but you do see that it calculates the correct distance here nicely. If I would change that, so let's go down here and convert this, instead of time series I'm going to say time, save, refresh, you can see we get this additional distance here, which we don't want. So that's why the equidistant is truly useful for us. So we're going to say here time series, save, put that back, there we are. And that's it for now. So in the next video we can fine tune it, but I guess what will be even better is to solve the grid lines and then eventually work on the tooltip itself.